I got this video on my For You page today talking about how being morbidly obese means that you have a ton of food and therefore you're privileged, and that's crazy to me because it's statistically true that there are 2.5 times more fast food restaurants in low-income areas. And these just happen to be the same areas where there's a liquor store in every corner. This is not a coincidence, it's by design. Food is addictive because it's designed to be. And you know what also makes you fat? Drinking too much. They are putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs fat. Poor people are buying tons of fast food because shopping at Whole Foods is expensive, and that's why there's actually more obesity in poor communities. And you know what's also really common in poor communities? Alcoholism. The actual privileged people are the ones who can afford Ozempic and all these diet foods and a gym membership and this and that.
Rich people get Ozempic, poor people get body positivity.
I actually believe it when fat people say, yeah, I don't eat that much more than my skinny friends. Because have you fucking seen the meals at the Cheesecake Factory? Like, a single plate of food can be 2,000 calories or more. If you ate 2 meals a day from the Cheesecake Factory and nothing else, you would still eventually become fat. The food in America is so processed, it's like harder for anyone from any other area in the world to even understand. I've heard stories of people going to Europe and eating tons and tons of food and not gaining a single pound, actually losing weight. Whenever you see villains in movies, even villains in like kids' movies, Disney movies, they always have these physical flaws that translate to character flaws. If they are fat, that means they are greedy. If the character has like a gnarly scar across his eye, that means that he must be mentally damaged as well as physically damaged. And if the character is old, particularly if they're an old woman, that means that they're this bitter hag who's jealous of pretty younger women. I've been seeing a trend of like young women posting these videos about how, oh, I'm young and pretty and all of the old women at my job hate me because I'm young and pretty, and frankly, I think that a lot of you are projecting. Like, other people do not think about you as much as you think they do. And this goes for everyone, you know? And I hate to say it, but that is going to be you someday. One day you're going to be 60 years old walking around with your husband and you catch him leering at like some 20-year-old pretty woman. And then you'll understand how they feel. It's ironic. Leftists recognize it's cruel to make fun of someone for something that they can't control. Their race, their gender, their sexuality, whether or not they're disabled, and so on. But they are totally okay with making fun of old people. But when you really think about why society hates old people, it's basically just repackaged ableism and a whole bunch of other isms. Old people are not valued in society because they are physically unable to do the same things as the rest of us. A lot of them have Alzheimer's, they have osteoporosis, they have arthritis. All of these things are disabilities. Old women have it particularly bad because when women are only valued for their looks and their fertility, old women who cannot reproduce are considered worthless. Even old people who are cognitively sharp get sent to nursing homes to rot and be abused. The creator Shanspeare did a really good video on the anti-aging industry, where they brought up that back in the day, slaves who were considered disabled, and this included slaves who were just elderly, got sold off to doctors to be experimented on like human guinea pigs. It's obvious that our society views thinness, beauty, and youth as interchangeable with morality. And I've often wondered, why is it that some evil people get successfully canceled and face consequences for their actions, while others emerge unscathed? If an ugly guy gets a bunch of rape allegations, everyone's like, lock him up. If a hot guy gets a bunch of rape allegations, suddenly everyone's like, where's the evidence? Innocent until proven guilty. Think about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. There are texts where Johnny Depp literally says that he wants to burn Amber Heard alive and fuck her corpse. Johnny Depp is an alcoholic. He has a long history of dating younger women. And yet somehow, millions of people have this delusion that Johnny Depp, one of the most famous rich actors in the world, did not have power over Amber Heard and that Amber Heard was the abuser. Johnny Depp is best friends with Marilyn Manson. There are a ton of incriminating texts between Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson, yet Marilyn Manson got successfully canceled while Johnny Depp didn't. And it is just because Johnny Depp is a handsome, conventionally masculine, popular, beloved movie star. A lot of so-called leftists really showed their true colors when Marilyn Manson got canceled. I saw people posting stuff like, well, of course he did it. Just look at him, he's a freak who wears lipstick all of the time. Like, don't get me wrong, I do believe Marilyn Manson did it, but not because he's an ugly guy who likes to wear makeup. When people say this stuff, I don't really think that they realize the implications of what they're saying. If you say something like that, you're unintentionally painting all feminine men as sexual predators. In general, I am concerned about how Gen Z is kind of like doing yassified phrenology. Like, every girl is a vampire or fairy or mermaid, which am I? Like, looksmaxxing, neocanthal tilt, negative neocanthal tilt, gotta fix that, need hunter eyes.
Him or her, who would you choose first? Loyalty's a joke, and that really shows.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I am kind of morbidly fascinated by the looksmaxxing community because it's a really good example of how differently men handle feeling insecure compared to women. Like, compare looksmaxxing forums to the more female-dominated eating disorder Twitter. You know, of course, on eating disorder Twitter, there are these people who will post, like, a video of a fat person eating a burger and be like, don't eat a burger unless you want to turn out like this fat ass. But even then, when someone posts something like that, even the other ED Twitter users are calling them out. Whereas on looksmaxxing forums, no one ever tells another user, hey, cool it with the misogyny. When women are insecure, they tend to take it out on themselves. When men are insecure, they tend to take it out on other people. If you go to eating disorder Twitter, 9 times out of 10, these accounts will just be people posting, I'm so fat, I'm so disgusting, I wish I hadn't ate that. Whereas if you go to looksmaxxing forums, these guys are posting, I hate chads, I hate women. They even hate on guys who are also ugly. I once heard an incel say that when women talk about icks, they're talking about things that make a guy who's already unattractive to them more unattractive in their eyes, and that if they met a hot guy who did those things, they would overlook it. And honestly, I'll let them have this one. Because let's be real, we all have that one friend who went and dated the guy that everyone tried to warn her about, and then started crying about, he cheated on me, he did this, he did that, he's a bum. And honestly, I have been that friend. Not proud of it, but I have been. However, I don't think that this is exclusive to women. A lot of guys say, I never date a woman with a high body count, but you know damn well they would gladly sleep with an OnlyFans model if they got the opportunity. It's the Madonna whore complex. They want a woman who is a virgin, yet somehow great in bed. What they don't tell you is that sometimes pretty privilege backfires. I think that this is especially true for women. Like, if you are a beautiful woman, people will perceive you as mean and bitchy no matter what. Like, a lot of women have this deep-seated resentment towards attractive women because they were bullied by Regina George types in high school. These hot, skinny, blonde women are held up as this shining beacon of perfection, and they are the beauty standard, but at the same time, everybody hates them and thinks that they're stupid bimbos and projects their own insecurities onto them. The moral of the story is, people are gonna find a reason to hate you, regardless of what you do or what you look like, so you might as well just do whatever you want. And if you're feeling bummed about being ugly, keep this in mind. At least you don't have to worry about aging because you're already ugly. Thank you for watching. See you next time.